This is Joseph, and Joseph has actually been an editor for 6 years now, and I'm pretty sure he's mastered everything there is to video editing. As a matter of fact, Joseph has worked with multiple big clients in his career, and a lot of the videos he has edited have gotten amazing results. Thousands, hundreds of thousands, and even millions of views. So it's safe to say he's an expert in video editing. Alright, enough of that whole thing. I'm an editor, and if you came here to learn video editing from scratch, you came to the right place. Because in today's video, I'm going to teach you the basics of Premiere Pro, the basics of editing, and a few secrets that will put you ahead of everyone else. And don't you worry, you're in safe hands, because I've been coaching editors for about half a year now. So let's not waste any more time, let's get into Premiere Pro. After launching Premiere Pro, you'll be greeted with this screen. Here is where you can see all your projects and create new ones. So let's click on this and create a new project. Now this might look a bit intimidating, but calm down. Take a breath. Editing is split into different workspaces, some for color, some for audio, some for effects, and these are all found up in Windows and Workspace. And for now, we're gonna need our editing workspace. So let's break this down. At the center, we have our project monitor. This is where we can watch the videos we are editing. On the left side, we have our effect controls. These are the settings that we can change for whatever we select in our timeline. Under it, we have our project files, and this is where we import our raw footage and project files. And in here, you'll find the effects tab. Now the thing is, if you click on it and drag, you can move it to wherever you'd like. I prefer having it on top right. And this is the tab that contains all our effects and all of the presets that we have. And down here is our timeline, which is where the editing happens. The timeline is made up of video layers and audio layers, and each holds a video and an audio. So to understand all this information a bit better, let's go ahead and import a video and see what happens. Before we import anything, we'll first need to create our sequence that holds our edit settings. A sequence is just like a box that holds the settings for your projects. So go up to File, New, Sequence, and click on Settings. Set this to custom. Here, mess around with these to your liking. If you're making a horizontal video, then you'll want to set the dimensions to 1920 by 1080. And if you're making a vertical video for Reels or TikTok, then go ahead and set the dimensions to 1080 by 1920. Now use the same settings you see on screen and set that as a preset. Once our sequence is created, now if we double click on it, it will open up in our timeline. And if we drag any video into it, they will fall under the same sequence settings that we set. Next, let's import some videos into our project file by dragging them into it. This is our video file, and if we drag it into our timeline, you can see it's represented by these rectangles. This rectangle is the video, and this one is the audio. Now, how does the timeline work? Well, it shows us the timeline of our video, and this playhead runs from left to right to show us what we are editing. And we can see the edit up in the project window. Once you can grasp this, everything else becomes logical. Now, you're probably asking yourself, I know all this information now, so how do I edit? Well, this is where we get to use these tools here. This cursor tool is used to drag our videos around, this razor tool is used to create cuts, and that's all you need to know for now. If we select our cursor tool, let's drag our video all the way to the beginning of the timeline. Now, if we zoom in using this bar down here, we can see that I talk for a bit and then there is a pause. This is where cutting comes in. I want to cut my footage from this point here to here, so that the viewer doesn't have to watch through any of the silence. To do so, select the cut tool and click on where you'd like to place your cut. Mine is right after the speaking here, and now your one block of video is split into two. Next, make another cut before the speaking begins, select your cursor tool, and now select the section in between and click backspace on your keyboard. Now you've just learned how to cut your footage. Go ahead and click on one of your videos and let's talk about these. As you can see, if I click on my video up here, a bunch of settings pop in. And these are your effect controls. These are variables that you can change that involve the specific selected clip. We have our position, our scale, our rotation, opacity, and much more. And that is where we do our editing, by changing these values. Now this is a lot of information to take in at first, so before we continue, I think you've earned yourself a break. You know guys, sometimes it's important to take breaks. And actually, while we're here, I want to tell you about something, so follow me. I'm assuming a lot of you watching this are brand new to editing. When you start your editing journey, you'll find yourself constantly asking questions like, where do I go from here? How do I learn this? And where do I even start? And I know some of you editors out there are relating with me right now. So whether you're a beginner in editing or someone with a few years of experience, you're watching this video right now because you want to improve your editing. So what if I told you that in just 30 days from now, you are able to learn everything that I've learned in the last 6 years as an editor and edit the very same video that you are watching right now from start to finish? This is videoeditors.io. It is a community that offers over 100 lessons on Premiere Pro, CapCut, After Effects, and DaVinci Resolve. This is step-by-step training to make you a successful content creator. On top of that, it also includes multiple high-quality classes on how to succeed on Instagram and YouTube. Not only that, but it also has a community where you can get weekly group calls hosted by professionals to answer any questions that you might have. Did I also mention that you can get your edits reviewed and commented on by professionals? And you can get access to all of the assets and the templates that you will need as an editor. And all of this comes at a cheaper price than your weekly grocery store visit. I myself will be hosting my own personal course on videoeditors.io. We will be covering topics like how to become a professional editor, a step-by-step guide on how to edit like me, and more short-form styles. And I will also be hosting group calls to answer your questions and review your edits. So, if that sounds interesting, sign up using the link in the description below. You'll be supporting the channel and guaranteeing your success as a video editor. Don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And now that our break is over, let's get back to work. First, let's go over how to create a zoom in Premiere Pro. To do this, you're going to have to learn how to use keyframes. Now, keyframes are a bit more advanced, but you can handle this. But to put it in basic terms, a keyframe tells Premiere that at this moment, this thing happened. And at this moment, that thing became this. And Premiere has to do the calculations in between. To create a keyframe, you just click this stopwatch icon next to our scale variable. So remember how these variables affect our clip? Yeah, now we are telling Premiere that at this moment in time, our variable is this value, or whatever value you chose to put in. And a keyframe is signaled by this square rhombus looking shape. So now if we move to the end of our clip and we set this value to something a bit higher, I'm gonna do 120 for this video, we see another rhombus shape. And if we play it, our clip slowly zooms in from 100 to 120. And we are also able to put keyframes for all the different variables as well. So go mess around with that and see what you can do. The other thing I want to go over today is clip properties. If we right click our clip, we will have a bunch of things that we could do with them, from changing the speed to changing the audio to nesting the clip. It's too much to cover in one video, so I'll just leave this up to you. Nope, just messing with you. Let's go ahead and get into it right now. So to change the speed of my clip, all I have to do is right click my clip and go up to speed and duration, then change the speed to whatever value I would like to change this clip to, then click on ripple edit and click on OK, and that's it. And if I wanted to change the audio level of my clip, all I have to do is right click and go over to audio gain and either set the gain to a specific amount or adjust the gain by a specific value. Another thing I could do is right click and go all the way up to unlink, and this will separate my video from my audio so that I can move them freely. Another thing you should know how to do is text. Now text is fairly easy to make in Premiere Pro. All we have to do is select the text tool that creates texts and click on the screen and now write out any text you'd like. You'll have a layer like this pop up, and you guessed it, if we click on this graphic layer in our effect controls, we can change the text settings. So first up, I'll select the font that I'd like, then I'll center it. This is so that the text comes out from the center and not from the side. Then I'll scale it to what I like. Adjust the position, and these are my text settings. Depending on your text style, you'll want to change these accordingly. I like to add a bit of background shadow and decrease the spread and increase the distance to get this style. Now, 99% of editing is just repetitive work. So to get more done, we'll have to find a way to make the repetitive work faster. So that's where shortcuts come in. Use a list of all the shortcuts you'll need to know to edit faster. Ctrl Z to undo, Ctrl Shift and Z to redo, backspace to delete, plus to zoom in, minus to zoom out, scroll wheel to change frames, V for cursor and A for the razor tool. Now that you've created a masterpiece of an edit, you're gonna want to export it. To do so, go to File, Export, or click Export over here and change this to H.264. Select your location, set this to best render quality, then change the bitrate to CBR. Set it to 30, and this is gonna give you the best results. Click Export, and there you go. And that is Premiere Pro in 10 minutes or less. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I truly do enjoy making these, so it's fun. And if you want to learn how to master short form content from scratch, I've made a video just on that. It's right here. And thanks to all of your support, I'm able to keep doing this. I appreciate every single one of you guys. God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.